Okay, students, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Sir Philip.
Okay, please sit down. How are you today? How are you this afternoon? Are you happy? Are you sad? Or do you feel exhausted? Or are you excited? Excited? It's nice to hear. Before we start our class, we still need to have our prayer. Okay, so any one of you here who wants to lead the prayer? Someone? Abigail? Okay, please stand everyone.
Everyone, let us pray.
Son, the Holy Spirit,
Our
Our
Father,
Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be your name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Abigail. Okay, students, please sit down now. Before we start our class, we still have to ask for our attendance. Okay? So I'll be calling names and you'll say present if your name is called. Okay? Understand? Okay. Mr. Ronel. Present. Valiola Jambert. Absent. Absent is absent as always. Alabata.
present.
Hanayan, JC. All, Clifford.
Present.
Iyana January.
Present.
Soldado Jinky.
Present.
Arvin Nobilius. Joel Del
Present.
Joseph. Angelica Matulak.
Present.
Isay Francis.
Present.
Janine Gallo.
Present.
Okay. Do you want to play a game? Yes? I want to hear some voices. Do you want to play a game?
Yes.
Yes, very good. No? So I have here a folder which I pasted 4 different colors, which we have green, orange, blue, and brown. Now what we're going to do is I have 4 cups, which inside this are 4 crumpled papers with the same color. What are we going to do? I will put this here. Then I will close this using these 4 cups. Then I will swap these cups randomly. And what you're going to do is to put these cups on the correct colored paper. Understood? Okay. This will check or test your memory skill and your eye skill. But now I'm gonna hold this first 4. First 4, please stand up. What you're gonna do is you'll be swapping these 4 cups. And the next 4 will be the one who will guess which bright color will it belong to. Okay? So please, first 4, stand here. And then the second 4 column, please stand here. Okay. I want 2 representatives in the first column. Okay. And this 4 here will observe the swapping of the cups. Now the first two representatives will going to swap the cups now. They swap it. Then all you have to do is just look at it and then you guess the right color later. Okay? Okay. Okay. Read more, read more. Don't count numbers, just do it more. Swap, swap. Another swap, another swap. The next two, next two. Swap the cups. Okay. Another swap. Okay, very good. First one. I want first student. Where does this belong? Another one. Next one. Next one. So what we're going to do now is we'll check the box. You ready? First one is incorrect. Second, still incorrect. Third one, and last one, still incorrect. Sadly, you didn't choose the right one. But because of your participation, we're still gonna give you some candy. Just a little bit of sweetness to lighten up our afternoon. Okay? Can you please get one? This group, please get one. Okay, please, the last three, come here. I want you to participate here. Okay. Last three. One will swap the cups, but only one will guess. Understood? Please help me get the cups. Okay. This one. Okay. Please talk about the tops. Then you both will guess the right position of the cup. Okay? Okay. First one. Guess the first two. Okay, now we're going to see if they are correct. First one is very good. Brown. Second one, green. Correct. Third one, correct. And the last one, only 1 out of 4 is correct. Thank you very much. Did you have fun? Okay. Come here. I haven't given you your rewards. I'm going to be giving you these candies. Just a little bit of sweetness for afternoon. Okay, now, in our little game, we have 4 different colors. These colors ring a bell to you. Have you seen these colors in your CSS class?
Yes.
In what exactly? In what exactly?
Cable.
UTP tables. Very good. Now, these colors are the colors of the wires in our UTP table. Very good. So our lesson for this afternoon is all about LAN cabling. So first, for our discussion, I have given you the modules, di ba? You will use that as a guide for our discussion. So all of our discussion will be on that module. So you're gonna read something like that later. So we have 6 materials here that we use for LAN cabling. Also we have unshielded twisted pair. We also have the hub. We also have the switch. We also have the router here. Can you see? And the RJ45 connectors. And our activity later, we're gonna be using these grippers. And also we have cable testers to test if your cables are working or not. So we're gonna go discuss about the tools, materials, and devices used in LAN cabling. The first one is the unshielded twisted pair. So guys, please read the first paragraph.
Most common cable used in computer networking. Number of twisted pair wires are often grouped together and enclosed in a protective sheath to form a cable.
So this unshielded twisted pair is what we use to connect to our different devices. In other words, these are the passageway of our data. When we go to school, these are the roads we take. Understood? Next one will be the hub. Please read.
Enables computers on a network to communicate. Each computer plugs into the hub with an Ethernet cable and information sent from one computer to another.
Okay, so the hub is where the data passes. In analogy, these are the bus terminals that we use when we are traveling. Now, before we go to another town, for example, if we're from Zamboanga and we want to go to Bais, where will we go first? We go to the bus terminals. We can't go directly to Bais. So, for example, this is us, the server, and then this is Bais. Before going to Bais, our data will transfer into the hub before going here. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Next one. The switch. Please read.
Works the same way as a hub, but they can identify the intended destination of the information they receive. So they send that information to only the computers that are supposed to receive it. Switch can receive and send information at the same time.
Okay. So this switch is just like we have, but more convenient. It has more what? Functions and purposes. Very good. Functions, purposes, and uses. It can send information that only to the computers that are supposed to receive it. So for example, this is our switch and this is our server. These are different computers. For example, if I want to send the data here, the switch will understand the process and then send it directly to here. Unlike the hub, for example, if I want to send the data here, it also sends data to the other computer along the way. So it creates traffic. Switch are more smart, more convenient, and more reliable. So because of this traffic, our system becomes slower than if we use our switch. So it just means that switch are better than the hubs. Third one, the bridge. Please read.
Computer networking devices that builds the connection with the other bridge networks which use the same protocol.
Okay. So the bridge is what we use to connect different networks. For example, if we have a hub here and we only have limited slots for it. For example, if we have only 6 slots for this hub, and we have 7 computers, we can't connect all of them, right? For example, we have 6 slots, and we have 7 computers. Where will we connect our other computer? So we'll connect it to another hub. But how do we connect this computer to these computers?
By bridge.
We use
Bridge.
bridges. Very good. We use bridge. By the word bridge, it is a bridge for our data. Understood? Okay. Next one. Router. Please read.
It enables computers to communicate and they can pass information between two networks such as between your home network and the internet.
Okay. So our router is our passageway to the internet. It also connects the network to the internet. For example, this is our router. And this is our system. Our router connects to the system while it also connects to the internet. Routers are also used to connect different networks. For example, system and this system. Understood? Understood now? Next one. RJ45 connector. Please read.
Register Jack 45 is an 8-wire connector used to connect computers to category 5 and shielded twisted pair cables in a network.
Okay. So the RJ45 connectors is what we use to connect our unshielded twisted pair. So in LAN cabling, this works as a bridge. That's why it is very important that we properly connect our UTP cable to our RJ45 connectors. If we don't do it properly, we can't connect to our devices. In analogy, they are like bridges. If we travel to different places and then suddenly the bridge collapses, what will happen? We can't pass from that place to the other side because our bridge is damaged or broken down. Understood? Next one. Okay, so now we'll be discussing about the advantages of networking. Number 1, file sharing. Please read.
It allows file sharing in remote file access.
What are you understanding about this? Anyone? Abigail.
Okay, you can share files.
Very good. No? We can share files from different computer to another computer. So for example, if you have data here, for example, if Mr. Joseph have a notebook and then he wants to share it with Mr. John Ray, he can just pass the data to him through our passageway, through our cables. Number 2, resource sharing.
Allows resource to travel through computers.
What are your understanding about this? Please stand up.
Sir, resources from a computer can be shared to another.
Very good, no? Our resources can be shared to another computer. They can travel through computers. No, let's get an analogy for this now. For example, in our community, we are often in a rural type of community. So it's like in a one community, there's only one kaguran. Banana. In one community, there's only one kaguran. That is our resource. So for example, if Mr. Clifford has a kaguran in his house, and Miss Abigail do not have any kaguran in his house, she wants to cook nilubihan. What will she do?
Borrow.
He borrowed the resource from Mr. Clifford. Understood? Resource, that is resource sharing. Sharing kaguran is sharing resources. Understood? Number 3, increase storage capacity. Please read.
Files can be shared to different computers in the network. Some computers can be just as a storage.
Okay. What do you mean by this? What are your understanding about this? Please stand up. Computer can borrow other computer storage. Okay, very good. No? So let's make another analogy for this. For example, you have in your room and you have many things you put in there. There will become a time na your room will be crowded. You're just there thinking na, oh my God, this room is already full. No? Ala puno na ang room. What you're gonna do is you put your things on to other rooms. For example, our network here is our different rooms in our house. For example, this room 1, room 2, room 3, and room 4. So for example, if puno ng room 1 nimo, asa man nimo gibutang imong mga gamit? You put it into the other rooms. Understood? Number 4, increase cost efficiency. Please read.
Software can be stored or installed in a single system which can be used by other systems in the network.
What have you understood about this? Anyone? Miss Jinky.
My understanding about cost efficiency is that computers can share software to each other.
Okay. So, computers can share software to each other. Now, for example, if this computer acts as a server and everyone that is connected to it can be its client and the software here can be used by the other computer. For example, if only one of you have a ball pen and the other one don't have, what do? You can use his ball pen. Oh, inana na siya. You can use the software from this one through networking. Understood? Okay, let's go to the disadvantages of networking. Number 1, security issues. Please read.
A major drawback is the security issues involved.
Okay, security issues. What do you mean by this? What have you understand? Please stand up.
My understanding about security issues is files from another computer that be accessed by another computer.
Hey, very good, no? So let's give another analogy for this. For example, this group shares a common secret. Now, for example, si Jinky daw ano? Kada po siya secret na trato, daw po na sila ni Clifford. No? So that's their common secret. That's their file. Now here, Mr. knows their secret, no? Because he talked to Clifford. No? So he learned that Jinky and Clifford is nagtrato through accessing or talking to Mr. Clifford. So what happens now is that the common secret of this group is known because Mr. is able to access the secret through talking with Clifford. Understood, Ama? A common secret of 4 different computers is known through accessing just a single computer. Understood? Number 2, rapid spread of computer viruses. Please read.
If any network gets affected by computer virus, there is a possible threat of other systems getting affected.
Okay, what have you understood? Clifford.
The other computer has a virus. It will also affect the other computers because they are connected.
Very good. They are connected to each other. So in analogy, if one of you have a flu, there's a big possibility that everyone will also be affected because you guys are connected to each other. Number 4, dependency on the main file server. Anyone? When the file server, please read.
When the file server of a computer network down,
The system becomes
What does this mean?
One set.
Record.
It will depend on file server na main. Ang main makuha para sa ituloy scale. Ang uban ko, depende mo sa main.
Very good. No? The other computers are depending on the main file server. So in analogy, if all of you guys are depending on one guy in creating project, what will happen if that guy have a sickness or he left because of a certain emergency? What will happen, man? All the group will be useless because the group is only depending on that one guy. For example, we have an exam. Nagkupyahan mo yung absent man si Bright. What will happen? The class will be useless. Very good. Next one now. Does any one of you have questions on the discussion we had? Nothing? Are you sure? Okay, very good. Now let's talk about the 2 types of LAN cabling. The first one is the straight through cable. And the second one is the crossover cable. Okay. I want you guys to please read the paragraph on the screen.
straight-through cable is used to connect 2 different types of devices, such as computer and a switch. While a crossover cable lets you connect 2 the same devices to each other directly like computer to computer and switch to switch.
So in short, straight through cable is used to connect 2 different types, while crossover cable is used to connect 2 same type of devices. Very good. So now, I'll be showing you a picture of a straight through cable. So as you can see, all the wires on both ends are on the same pattern. Very good. Kapasunod sila on the same pattern. Next one. While in the crossover cable, the arrangement becomes different. So pin 1 is connected into pin 3 for the pin 3. Another pin 3 is connected to pin 1. The pin 2 is connected to pin 6. And the other pin 2 is connected to the pin 6. So now, do you have any other questions sa atong discussion? Because we're going to proceed to our activity now. So for our activity, you will create a crossover LAN cable. No, through following the instructions on the module or by following the video in my presentation. I also have an instruction here so that all of you could better understand and better create your LAN cable. Can anyone read the instruction here, please? I have written something here under the remember word. Please read. These are the things that you should remember. Please read. Remember. Number 1.
Cut the wires
Straightly. Number 2.
Insert the wires inside the RJ45 connectors until they reach the pins.
Number 3.
Make sure the insulators are inserted inside the RJ45 connectors.
And number 4.
And make sure the insulator and the both color pins in the RJ45 connectors are properly ringed.
Okay. So as you can see, we have an image of the crossover cable wiring scheme. And then below that, we have the connector A and connector B with the color arrangement. Have you seen this? Do you see this? Okay, very good. Now I will give you, or I will show you a video lamp so that you can better understand the wiring. Also, while watching the video, we can start our LAN cabling activity. So any one of you, please help me here. Stand up and then get a UTP cable here. And then just pass it to your other classmates. Please distribute this. Just get one, then distribute. What we're gonna do is we cut the RJ45 connectors, so we can start a new one. Just please share it to the other one. Does anyone have a UTP cable already? Abigail, does it? Okay. We have here our printing tool. We already discussed about this, right? So we can also use this for flipping and cutting wires. Very good. So all of you just share this to each other. After you cut the wires, give it to the other classmates. While doing that, I'll be showing the video. Is it okay with you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good.
And it comes out. Now you don't want to keep on twisting it because you start cutting into the inside wires. All right. And we can go ahead and prep this one also. So just do this. Turn. Okay.
Everyone, please.
So the first thing I will do is I will take each pair, and what you'll find is that they're twisted. These are on shielded twisted pair, as they
Just
call
pass
it.
it.
And I will go ahead and untwist these wires. Alright. So these are
After you
nicely
cut the wires,
untwisted.
please pass this to your other classmates.
Alright, let's start with this one side. On this cable, I'm going to go ahead and do one end is going to be your 568A pinup, and on the other end, I'm going to do the 568B pinup, so this will become a crossover cable. Alright, now, starting with the top here, you see that it says green, white. So, and I'll move it up top, so this is green, white. Okay, might be a little hard to see the stripe, but green, white, and I'll hold it in place with my fingers here. Followed by orange, white, and I'll grab the orange, white, and I'll line it up. Again, I'm just using my 2 fingers here to hold it in place.
I have this
Followed by white,
RG45
followed by
connectors.
blue,
I just distribute this one by one.
and a white. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take both of them
Just please share with your seatmates lang, ha?
and place it like this.
We have a
And
lot,
I'm just
so
keeping it all in place. It's all flat against my finger here.
let's use
All
this.
right. Followed by the orange, followed by the white, brown, and then brown. Flip this over, I don't like it all twisted. Alright.
So after everyone is ready, I will be giving you 25 minutes to do the
So
activity.
still in the
So
same order.
please hurry up
Messing up the
because we
order.
only have
With this type of crimper, there's a cutter here.
just
Alright,
just
so
please
what
do
you
it
want to do
faster
is
now.
basically feed this in here. Again, don't lose sight of the layout of the wires. Alright? And give it about, say, that's about half an inch or so. Okay. And then you want to cut this off. Again, always hold down the wire so you don't lose it. Alright? Now, again, I flipped this connector earlier, look at it this way, where pin one's on top. So I'm going to turn this over this way, where pin one is at the bottom now. And this is where you feed the wire. I'm going to carefully put this in here, slowly. And once you get it in there, you'll be able to slide the wire in there until the insulated jacket is in this part of the connector. Okay. Next thing you want to do is look on the side, make sure the wire is
We
fed
have
all the
more
way
tools
to
here,
the end.
so just please
If it's
share
not
it
all
with
the
your
way to the end, let's
seatmates.
say you cut it too short, it's over back over here, and you start over. Okay, so these wires are all fed in there. Okay, push it in, make sure everything's all seated properly, and then look for the 8-pin crimper here. Put this in here. Okay, now just give it a squeeze. Nice tight squeeze here.
Does every table have paper?
This side is done. So this is the 568A pin out that I just did on this end. So let me quickly do the other one where I'm going to put the crossover in. Alright. So I'm not going to go over all the procedure.
Please
I'm just gonna
read
quickly do this one.
What I gave you earlier, huh?
On the
I
crossover
put there,
side.
remember,
Sorry.
1 to 4. You need to put in mind and remember those things when doing the activity.
Starting with white, orange, orange, white, green. I like to look at the bottom here and make sure they're not tangled up. So they're nice and clean and easy to get into the connector later on. Brown, white, and red. I just like to work it this direction, so I'm going to squeeze it and twist it so I'll make it all flat. Do that. So, cut this.
After you cut the insulators, what will you do next? You'll squeeze
Hold it down carefully.
the pairs.
So this is kind of slowly feed into
And
here.
after that, you're going to arrange the colors.
Right in here, and a crimper, crimper.
Just follow the picture I gave you.
So there you go.
We have the arrangement there.
End to end, you see that the top one starts with the white, green, green, and the bottom one starts with the white, orange, orange. So this makes it a crossover cable. Now, a couple of things I want to point out. After you crimp it, you should do an inspection on it. Again, one is that the jacket, the insulator on the wire is seated in. Is this adds strain relief? Okay, to the cable when it's plugged in. I've seen it where some people make a cable where the jacket is actually completely out. So the whole tension of this cable is held in by the pins here. And the weight of the cable will actually cause some of these wires to come loose. Okay. The other thing I've seen is, depending on what type of crimper you use, I've had this guy that actually made a lot of RJ45 connectors where I had to go back and cut off the end and redo it because the crimper he used, he actually used a very expensive one. I think, like this one here, I think I picked up for like $16 back in the day at Radio Shack. He picked up one that was like, I don't know, $80, $90. It was a ratcheting one, and it looks really fancy and cool. The die that was on the printer was, I don't know if there's something wrong with the die or whatever it is, but basically, if you look at the end of it after he crimped it, I mean, he crimped that thing tight. You would actually see the pins. The first and last pin is crimped down, and then it starts bowing up top near the middle. So, like, the pin like 3, 4, 5, they were actually not even crimped down onto the wire, making no contact. And he thought it was good. I mean, he made hundreds of them, plugged into the equipment. Next thing we know is that they got no connectivity, no link on the switch or the router. So we had to fix all that. So what I usually like to do is just look at the ends of it, make sure the pins are all flat. They're all crimped down. And you actually also see on the side where that middle tab is crimped down. All right.
Remember, when putting the wires inside the RG45 connectors, the flat surface goes faces upward. Faces upward, huh? The RG45 connector faces upward, the lock faces downward. We only have 15 minutes left. Remember how both sides have different pins or cable wires arrangement. Also, connector A is different with connector B. We only have 12 minutes left. Remember, the insulator should be inside the RG45 connector where it can be clamped down. Now, para mahawid ang atong insulators so that the wires will not slip out. Ang atong birahon, dili matangtang ato ang wires. We only have 10 minutes left. No pressure. Remember to cut the wires straightly, huh? Straightly, GC. You can borrow different crimping tools from your other classmates. If you think your crimping tool is not sharp enough, and it's easy just to borrow from another one. Kasama yung naulo kasi yung mga classmate GC. Follow nyo ang pattern sa atong crimping tool. And then ang lock na to is above. Above na siya, facing upwards. When crimping, make sure that all the pins will be crimped properly. So after crimping, you check the pins. What are these pins, man? Gold colored ones. The 8 gold colored ones. Make sure that all of them are crimped properly. Also the insulators. Those are, kanin nga to ang sky blue colored insulator, rubber. Kaya ka na. We only have 8 minutes left. Anyone of you have already finished the first side? The first end? Very good. 8 minutes more to do the second end. Abigail, are you alright there? Ito lang ni Joseph. Kani? Doing good here? Nice. Want to borrow crimping tool?
Yes, sir.
Crimping tool daw because the crimping tool is not sharp enough. Jinky, wala man na nabaid ni mo, Jinky. Now, be careful lang in cutting insulators. Kay basig, you will also cut the wires inside. Be careful. You only have 5 minutes left. 5 minutes left na lang, so grind more. Okay na? Okay. Right. Alvin. Mr. Alvin will not try his table. Working or not, Mr. Alvin, do you think it is? I don't think so. Just try to use the other cable to extra ito hand. You want to try this other tester? You want to do it again? Okay. 4 minutes left.
Yung nahabol. Ay, pagbuot mo naman yun.
I-stand up lang.
Ito ulat sa kaligat. Hindi pa mabulo.
Ano daw po? Dasero.
Dumamday na siya.
Have everyone finished na? lang yung mistake ko.
What's the immunity sa tutok?
6, correct the sector.
Connect to the tutok.
Yeah.
Hindi mo mabuhat dito kasi baka matutunan mo.
Okay. Very good, guys. Anyone here who haven't finished the activity? Please stand here. Please stand here, huh? Let's try to test. Come on. Test. Does everyone here already finished the activity? Because we finished our time, we'll now go to our evaluation. Please sit down. Has everyone already finished, diba? Everyone already finished their cabling? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, okay, very good. So now let's go to our evaluation. So I have here one papers, and all you have to do is write a 3 to 5 sentences essay about your understanding on our discussion. I'll be giving you one each, and all you have to do is just write something in 3 to 5 sentences. I'll be giving you 5 minutes lang. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
So Joseph has already finished his long cable. Also, Mr. Anyone? Yun na, Mr. Grabe. Jinky has already finished, di ba? Jinky. And Angelica. Maniban. Clifford. Very good. Very good. All of you, very good. So it's very nice that all of you have finished the activity. But now all you have to do is to write your reflection. 3 to 5 sentences. What have you learned? Okay, we only have 1 minute left. Okay, have everyone already finished writing the reflection? Okay, please pass your reflection to me now. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So, we have discussed
Sir.
about the different materials used for LAN cabling, no? And each one of them have different purposes. We have the UTP cable that we use to connect our RJ45 connectors, which will then be used to connect to different devices. And the hub that we use for connecting our cables. And the switch that we also use as a hub, but the switch is more convenient because it can send data to exactly what we want, or who or where computer we want. And then the router, which is used to connect our network to the internet. No? It is also important that we have discussed the disadvantages and advantages of networking, so that we may better understand that we need to take care of our network so that we will not have any problem and we can enjoy the benefits of having our network. Understood?
Yes, sir.
So before we end our class, thank you very much for giving this essay to me. I will first give you the assignment lang. So our assignment will be, I want you to read in advance or research about our next lesson, which is all about configuring client device system. So did you have understanding about our lesson? Did you have fun?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we have learned something for this afternoon that will be beneficial for you, especially you are CSS students. But before we end our class, I want all of you to please stand up because we'll have our closing prayer. Please stand up. Please relax and put yourself in the presence of the Lord. We all say, Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Amen. Recite with me. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with you. Blessed are you among women, and blessed is the fruit of your womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners, now and at the hour of our death. In the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Thank you very much, guys, and goodbye to you.
Goodbye and thank you, Sir Philip.
Thank you very much. Please, let's move forward because we're having a little snack.